said he was qualified, so he whipped his ass, you know, while he was in there. Now, the other stuff that happened, it went down the way it did, man.
I would like to wish you all the Brits go fuck yourself.
Welcome back to Grey Talks Wrestling. Thank you very much for watching another retro review, and I thought it had to be done. It was there, it was on the list. AWA SuperClash IV. Now, we've got to admit the AWA had seen better days. This wasn't what it used to be. Like the Super Clashes before this, 1, 2, 3, absolutely phenomenal. But number 4, Jesus, this was hard to watch. Yeah, there was some interesting competitors on the show, some decent matches, but some of them were bloody awful. And you can see the AWA is completely on its arse here. Half-filled building, no commentators, just a rusty old-looking ring. Just really bad. Really hard to watch a company like on its last legs, really. And it's just about to go out of business. Like, Vern Gagne's just hoping and praying something turns around here, but nothing does. And, yeah, just a bad show, really. Let's have it right. Starts off with Jake the Millman going up against Todd Becker. Just two guys, just jobbers, basically. You're never going to hear of them again, pretty much, after this. Millman gets the win in a passable match, let's say. 4-minute match. Basic. Next up, a basic tag match with the Texas Hangmen. You never hear from them again, trust me. Up against Brad Renegans and DJ Peterson. People that just go on to be jobbers, basically, in other companies. 12-minute match. This was brutal. Brutal. AWA was a place where veterans came to see out their careers pretty much, and new people were being made and trying to get through and get moved up to the bigger companies. Here we had Baron von Raschke, who'd seen better days, let's have it right. Yeah, he still had his gimmick. People still cared about him. This was a passable match against Colonel De Beers. It was nice to see Tully Blanchard, I suppose, after he'd been fired by the WWF and not allowed to come back to WCW with Arn Anderson. Here he is in the AWA. And we don't really see much more of Tully. He's here in the AWA. He goes on the indie scene. We might see him in ECW in a couple of years. Have a match here or there. This was probably one of the better matches of the show, actually. It's Tully Blanchard. What do you expect? Going up against Tommy Jammer. You're not going to hear much of him either, really. A lumberjack match is up next. And you've got John Nord against Kokina Maximus. And these two, we do hear from again. We do see again down the road. One of them has a mid-okay gimmick, I suppose. It never really gets over in the WWF. The Berserker, you might know him better as. The other one goes on to become the head of the table, a tribal chief, the leader of the Inouye family, a WWF champion. A two-time, WWF champion. Main events WrestleMania 9. Main events WrestleMania 10. You might know him better as Yokozuna. This was a young Yokozuna, a lighter Yokozuna, a more athletic Yokozuna. And you could see here that people must have known that he is going on to bigger and better things. Yeah, he lost this match. But this was probably one of the best matches of the show. Next up, the AWA title was on the line. Larry Zbyszko, the living legend himself, defeats Masa Saito in a slow, boring world title match. Nick Bockwinkel, legend himself, was the guest referee. Yeah, this was alright. Decent match. Simple finish. Suplex. by Saito. Goes for the back bridge. Tries to get the pin. 1-2. Larry gets his shoulder up. Saito's shoulders are down. He gets the 3 count. Larry's your new champion. Decent way to finish the match, I suppose. And we move to a steel cage match to finish the show. This was a good steel cage match until the finish. Brutal match. You had the Trooper and Paul Diamond. And both of them go on to different characters. Paul Diamond goes on to the WWF under a mask and goes on to become a part of the New Orient Express. Formerly part of a very good tag team in the AWA of Bad Company with Pat Tanaka. And then we've got the Trooper, who you might know better as Del Wilkes or the Patriot. Yeah, we see him in the future, trust me, we'll talk about him. But going up against the Destruction Crew, and I like this team, they were pretty damn good. Turns out that they move on to the WWF at some point as well. You might know them better as Bo and Blake, the Beverly Brothers. This was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. It was bloody, it was violent, until the finish. What the blue hell was that? Right, the Destruction Crew are on top, right? Beating the hell out of them. You're thinking they're getting the win here. They hit a doomsday device. Then they shove the referee down. They tell him, yeah, make the pin now. He gets up. This skinny ass ref grabs one of them by the hair, slams him into the cage, leg drops the other one. I'm serious here. Rolls them over, counts the pin, and the match is over. The referee costs them the match, gets involved, gets violent, takes them out. Completely ruined the match, completely ruined the show, and you wonder why this company it was on its arse doing shit like that. What a surprise. What were you smoking, Ganya? Vern, come on, mate. I think he needs to go to an old people's home by this point. Jesus. Anyway, let me know what you thought about AWA SuperClash 4. Just sad to see AWA completely on its arse. But is it a surprise when they're pulling shit like this in their main event? Jesus. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.